Welcome to this explainer. Okay, so if you're out there building a business, scaling a side project, or honestly just trying to survive in today's hyper-competitive market, you already know that the old rise and grind motivational quotes, yeah, they just don't cut it anymore. Abstract inspiration is totally out. Today's most successful modern builders are entirely ditching that abstract motivation for hard, codified systems. So today we're going to unpack exactly how that transformation happens, moving from a structured mental framework to deploying literal enterprise-grade artificial intelligence. Let's get into it. Here is our roadmap for today. 1. Welcome to the codified hustle. 2. A periodic table of grind. 3. Gamifying your growth. 4. Enterprise AI consulting. 5. The analytics of success. And 6. Stack, automate, and scale. Okay, let's dive into this roadmap, bridging the gap from a highly gamified mindset system all the way to serious automated enterprise architecture. Section 1. Welcome to the codified hustle. And really, this addresses the overarching problem, the sheer chaos of modern entrepreneurship and why founders desperately need structure. Let's face it right out of the gate. Modern entrepreneurship is basically pure chaos. You're juggling capital, market plays, you're tracking data, all while trying not to completely burn out. And without a rigid structure, the grind literally just grinds you down. So on the left side here, we've got traditional motivation content, that abstract, fluffy hype. We are entirely ignoring those rah-rah motivational posters today. Instead, focus your attention on the right side, the codified system. Founders desperately need a way to organize the noise, so we're focusing on strict, actionable frameworks like Juiced Up and Mapo AI that take all that business chaos and turn it into something you can actually measure and execute against. Section 2, a periodic table of grind. This brings us to our first source, the Juiced Up ecosystem, which brilliantly maps out core hustle principles into a literal periodic table of elements. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer scale of it all. Look at that massive number right in the center, 138. This framework isn't just some quick top 10 list. There are 138 total collectible cards in this system. It shows a massive, massive commitment to breaking down every single micro skill required to actually succeed. Let's look at the exact definition of the hustle card system. It's a framework where every skill, mindset, and money move can be codified, traded, and stacked. Think about how this specific definition absolutely changes the game for a second. You aren't just broadly trying to get better at business anymore. You're taking the abstract grind and making it entirely visible, collectible, and highly strategic. It's like a giant puzzle where you're collecting the exact mental models you need to win. Section 3, gamifying your growth. Here is where we dive into the granular mechanics and specific categories that make the Juiced Up system tick for builders and resellers. So the periodic table is divided into these 5 domains of hustle. You've got your foundation with mindset in the S block. You've got capital velocity under money and automation and data under tech. Both of those are sitting in the D block. Over in the P block, you've got flip hacks for arbitrage and market plays. And then my personal favorite, back in the S block, is recovery. Because let's be honest with ourselves here, recovery protocols is just a highly systematic, dignified way to say how to not panic when you lose a bunch of money on a bad trade, right? The system gets incredibly deep and tactical. For instance, there's this 0.1% secret pull rate for a card called the Juice Box, cataloged as HH126. It dictates a hyper-specific strategy of holding a secret, diversified portfolio of the absolute highest quality assets that you never sell, you only add to. They even have these advanced mechanics like isotope stacking, where multiple cards share a position. This nerdy brilliance really highlights just how deep and tactical this gets. We aren't just playing around. This is a highly strategic, deep visualization of real business strategy. So the crucial point is, how do you actually scale a codified mindset into enterprise infrastructure? You've got your periodic table, you've collected your mental models, and you know exactly how to execute a flip or recover from a loss. But a framework alone doesn't run a business. You need a machine. You need infrastructure. That brings us to Section 4, Enterprise AI Consulting. This is where we introduce Mapo AI as the essential back-end architecture you need to execute a systematized modern business. This is where we execute a hard pivot from strategic mindset to rigorous execution. The Mapo AI consulting platform is an enterprise-grade AI system powered by advanced prompt engineering. Why does this matter to you? Well, once your mindset is codified, you need robust backend tools to actually automate your decision-making and execution. Mapo AI is exactly what provides that engine to the Juiced Up blueprint, letting you run a systematized, modern business in the real world. And this brilliantly illustrates how Mapo handles the heavy lifting. Mapo AI features a dedicated prompt engineering console to customize your specific use cases alongside cost optimization to protect your margins. It's built on a scalable architecture backed by enterprise security. This means founders can scale up massive amounts of concurrent AI requests safely and reliably without the whole system buckling under pressure. Section 5. The Analytics of Success. Now we shift our focus to the actual technical implementation and data tracking endpoints that make Mapo AI an enterprise powerhouse. Because a system is literally only as good as the data it produces. So let's look at the actual technical endpoints powering this powerhouse. We aren't just talking theory here, these are your literal digital building blocks. You've got a get method to pull live AI consultations based on your query, a post method to push and process data, and another get to list your active prompts. I want you to look at these not just as lines of code, but as the exact automated system blocks for stringing together success in the modern era. Furthermore, true scalability absolutely requires live data processing and performance monitoring. Maple AI integrates directly with Vercel Web Analytics. It systematically tracks 3 core metrics: page views for tracking visitor engagement, performance to ruthlessly monitor load times, and demographics to understand your user base. By tracking these metrics in real time, the platform ensures that as your business and traffic scales, your operational awareness scales seamlessly right alongside it. Section 6. Stack, Automate, and Scale. It is time to bring everything together, synthesizing the mindset of Juiced Up and the infrastructure of Mapo AI into one unified philosophy. Let's move to and see how this builds an unstoppable operational stack. As the source material so perfectly states, from flip hacks to recovery protocols, the grind is now a game. But listen, it's a game you win through engineering. When you combine a codified, highly visible strategy with scalable AI APIs and real-time performance analytics, you aren't just working hard anymore. You have created an automated operational stack. Which leaves us with this final essential question. Are you just grinding, or are you building a system? The tools to map your mindset and automate your execution are quite literally right in front of you. It's time to stop relying on chaotic hustle and start building a measurable, scalable machine. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today, and I really hope this inspires you to systematize your own success.